And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Lunchroom Debates. I'm your fellow co-host, Dibo, along with my other co-host, Matt.
Pleasure to be back. I like being back on a Tuesday as well.
Absolutely.
I don't know,
change of pace.
Yeah. I don't know if you're the same in this way, but I feel like I'm a very schedule-oriented person.
Working within structure.
Yeah, so, having, a nice routine, getting consistent Tuesdays, it works well for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's what matters the most, especially as we continue throughout our adult lives, is to continue being on structure, on time, with our schedule, have a daily routine, just important stuff like that. So I get where you're coming from.
Do you got, a daily routine that you take pride in, or, nightly?
Low-key leaning towards nightly.
Yeah.
I always try to get, a gym session in during the nighttime, yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I used to be, a really big morning gym goer, 6 a.m. type beat. But I'm personally liking going to the gym at night more. I feel like I have more energy.
Yeah, and also there's, less people at night as well, too.
Do you hit the sauna?
The sauna? Nah, I don't hit the sauna.
Gotta hit the sauna.
But, you work at 24, right?
Yeah,
you go to the gym at 24.
Yeah.
Planet Fitness, it's a lot more different. It's a lot different compared to 24.
True. How do you like Planet Fitness?
Yeah, it's really dope, cheaper option. I've been going to more locations with, getting the, premium membership.
Mm-hmm.
So just going to locations where there's more, equipment to work with, which, goes along with, what I want to do for a specific type of day that I, with muscles I want to train.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just, I think it's the more affordable option than 24. Although I do like 24.
How much are you paying a month?
A month?
Yeah.
25.
Boy, I'm paying 10.
You paying 10? How you paying 10?
Well, I can only go to that location.
Okay.
But, I bet if you pay 25, you could go to more.
Yeah, I can go to, unlimited locations.
I'm saying with 24.
24. I thought you meant $24. My fault.
Well, for what? You said you're paying 25? For 24, you could probably get the same package. I think. I saw Tyler hooping the other day.
Oh, he's always hooping there, yeah.
They got good runs.
For sure. Bro, man, I'll be hooping at 24 sometimes, man. I can't hang. I'm too short.
Sometimes the runs be like that. I can't lie.
Bro, it's shit's hella comp, man. It's all the people that used to play at, high school and even college. So
and they're, demons in there because they're, 6'4", which...
Bro, I can never get a layup in the paint too. When I'm trying to go up, right underneath the basket, I get swatted in the fucking, them cartoons and shit.
Nah, I literally play like PJ Tucker. I'm just in the corner on the offense and get rebounds.
In the corner.
Getting rebounds on defense.
All you gotta do, if you get the rebound, pass the ball.
Yeah.
If you get the ball on the perimeter, pass the ball. If you're wide open, that's when you can shoot.
Yeah, that's when you gotta knock down your shots.
Yeah, for sure.
But I would like to hoop again. We haven't hooped since when? Since Mason's punishment for our fantasy football league.
Yeah.
That's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Which Mason will be back there. We know how that organization runs.
Nah, it's not a good organization at all. Program needs to be fixed within that unit. I
agree. But you want to get into today's episode?
Yeah, absolutely. So a quick rundown for episode. I'm losing it. I think 55.
Dang, 55?
Yeah, and that's not counting the ones we did exclusively on Spotify, the audio version.
Ooh, underground days?
Yeah, underground. Man, hella underground. I don't think we have those recordings anymore because we deleted them all.
Probably not.
No.
I would have to, maybe on my old laptop.
Yeah. We still got the reels though. Posted.
Yeah, some of them did really well.
Yeah, some of them did really, really well. I remember the slam dunk contest when we did, bro. It got hella views.
No, we've got good views on every dunk contest so far because we had the one that you did for I can't remember, was that 2022? I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then the one this year where I was it was which one is your favorite dunk? Did really well for us.
Yeah, they got hella views
thank y'all.
as well too. Yeah, appreciate the love. Appreciate the love, yo.
It's because it's a dying event.
Yeah, for sure. So it's easy, right around All-Star Weekend, it's easy to make content about, just shitting on it.
100%.
It's easy as hell. So, but let me continue with the agenda. Obviously, our intro we just did, and then going on with the March Madness tournament, we'll talk about the women's game, the final that just went down between Iowa and South Carolina, and with, the future of the sport as well in that aspect. Along with that, with the NBA regular season coming to a close, we're going to give some love to some teams, eliminated teams with the best future, top 3 eliminated teams, as well as with their main segment for today, teams we are worried about heading into the playoffs. Top 3 teams.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. We were comparing, we weren't spoiling who we have, but we were saying how many, Eastern and Western Conference teams we have for the Bright Future and Concern segments. And there was a pretty good diversity between the answers. So I like the discourse that we're about to have.
Absolutely. So do we want to get in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Starting off with women's March Madness, as you may know, last Sunday, South Carolina win their 3rd title in program history, went 38-0, first undefeated team since the mid-2010s UConn teams led by Breanna Stewart and Gino Aoyama. Shout out to Don Staley and the crew for that. A salute. 87-75, the final score. And for the viewership, total viewers, 18.7 million viewers watched that final with a peak of 24 million. Jeez. As that is the most watched basketball game, male or female, professional or college, since 2019.
Yeah, I mean, that's the definition of box office was the women's tournament this year because you had Caitlin Clark in her last year trying to take the throne of arguably the greatest women's college basketball player of all time. You have Angel Reese in LSU trying to repeat. And then you also got a 38-0 school trying to do the unthinkable. Yeah. And so all that together, you get a great tournament.
And also as well, you had Juju and USC leading the resurgence, reviving a program that used to live in their glory days in the 80s and 90s. And you had Paige Beckers, coming back from her injury, leading that UConn team with a banged-up squad, Yeah. So for them to reach the Final Four this year was incredible. Man, a lot of great storylines, a lot of great star power, a lot of great games. Yeah. Hey, the hot takes video we had a few weeks back, I said that women's college basketball is an elite product and is also a top 3 most entertaining sport in America right now. And the comments for the reel we posted, they're shitting on me. They're shitting on my name. They thought I was pandering.
They weren't respecting greatness.
No, they weren't. And I'll just give y'all this. 18.7 million viewers. That's all that needs to be said. I wasn't bullshitting.
Yeah, make it real. Make your counter real.
Bro, I'm going to talk my shit. Bro, y'all thought I was bullshitting. No. You can clearly see from the viewers. They loved it.
I respect it.
Bro, it was beautiful. It was cinema. Elite entertainment. Peak entertainment.
I do want to ask you, though, because you mentioned UConn in the Final Four. What do you think about the last-minute call?
Okay, so initially from, live, the live broadcast, I thought it was weak.
Fair.
But, looking at alternative angles from X, that was a clear offensive foul.
Okay, good to know.
Aaliyah Edwards, the person who set the screen, her feet weren't set. She was leaning.
Yep.
Yeah, and clearly got Gabby Marshall across the chest. That was a clear foul. And me being greedy, I wanted the final shot just to see how they'd run that.
True.
But
fair.
That was the right call. The refs made the right call.
Yeah,
sure.
That's almost a similar situation. We didn't talk about it in the intro. Maybe we should have, but. The Wan-Bissaka penalty on Harvey Elliott. I thought in the moment it was a pen. Replay kind of showed him going down a little early. Wan-Bissaka not really getting a touch.
Well, for you, I need to see the replay. I thought that was clean. That was fair.
I'll show you after.
That was a clean penalty. Nah, I don't need to see it. That was
I think you do need to see it.
Yeah, that might be true.
But back on topic. I think that part of the reason why the women's game was able to excel so much, basically these last 2 years, was, one, men's didn't really have a star after Zion.
No.
And women's college basketball has had all of the storylines that we previously mentioned.
Absolutely.
And so because of that, you're able to build the hype and and get more people interested in the sport.
Yeah, like, with the Caitlin Clark, for example, her being, staying at Iowa for 4 years, that helped her brand a ton.
Oh,
and,
100%.
compared to if she was in the NBA, hypothetically, if her talent level allowed her to declare after her freshman year, then it wouldn't have the same impact.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. But I think that's just a trend you're going to continue to see, because I think that doesn't the WNBA have a requirement that you have to play all
Yeah, you have to stay all
four,
yeah.
right? Whereas I believe the NBA is looking at making it so you can get into the league earlier, straight out of high school again.
Which that's gonna further dilute the men's college hoops product even more. I mean, like,
and they're gonna get people like KG.
Yeah, like Matt, you didn't watch the men's title game last night, right?
No, I didn't. I can't lie.
Yeah, but that's an indictment how great UConn was. Shout out to Dan Hurley and the boys.
Pretty.
Yeah, very dominant.
Our guy had Purdue, but
yeah, Zach Edey couldn't pull it off, unfortunately.
Well, she had a great tournament.
Yeah, he did. He really did. Hopefully, he does well in the NBA.
Yeah, you know what I said before.
What, he going lotto?
Well, no, if he does, he's gonna make a GM lose their job.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
I don't see him going first round. I really don't.
Sure. How old is he? 23.
I think around that age, yeah.
23, 7.
His game doesn't fit the modern NBA for a big.
I don't know. I don't think he'll be a bench warmer. I think he'll be like a quality backup big.
Like you're not gonna base your offensive game around Zach.
Oh no,
at all.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Mm-mm.
Who would be like? The Warriors. Are the Warriors a good fit for him? But I'd rather have Trace Jackson Davis.
No, they don't like tall bigs.
Oh, that's true.
They don't like tall bigs, but their tallest big is like Dario Saric.
Imagine he goes to the Timberwolves.
Oh, they got Luka Garza though. They're still playing him.
Really?
Yeah, he's still on the team.
Luka Garza. They got too many bigs already in that lineup if they're healthy, with Cat, Rudy, and Nasri.
Yeah, so their bigs rotation's already like locked up.
Yeah.
Already locked up. Dang, I don't know. Maybe Houston?
Nah.
Maybe have him compete for the backup big spot with Jock Landale.
Who's there? But they traded him for Steven Adams. Steven Adams is going to be the backup big next year.
I don't know about Steven Adams. His legs are shot, man. I'm sorry. It might be over.
Well, they traded for him. He's got to do something.
That is true, but at the same time, with his age and the legs, man, being under that stress, I don't know.
What about the Grizzlies? Who's the Grizzlies big right now?
Bro, they got like 10 different bigs, bro. They've started hella players.
Exactly. They got 10 different bigs, but none of them are big bigs.
Like, no.
Fives.
No. So, who knows? But again, hopefully Zach Edey can develop into a solid NBA player down the line.
I could see him going to the Suns, too. Mm-hmm. That seems like a Suns-esque move.
The Suns need anybody off the bench. You can't have Drew Eubanks being backup big like that.
Shout out to IT, though. He got signed for the rest of the year. Short King.
Salute my brother. Proud of him.
Short King.
Hey, man. We gotta love the short point guards.
But
love the short point guards.
We've discussed the college aspect of the game, of the women's game. What do we think is going to happen with the WNBA?
Clark and Reese, they have to change their game, the landscape of the WNBA.
But will they?
That's the thing. Because when they get into the league as rookies, they have to be in a system, in an organization that's going to give them the chance and the opportunity to succeed on both and on the court level and on the and off the court level. Excuse me.
How is the WNBA's draft determined? Do they have a lottery system as well?
They do, through the first 4 picks of the draft. So the worst four teams.
So she's going to a bad organization no matter what,
yeah,
essentially.
She's going to the Indiana Fever.
Uh-huh.
Indiana Fever with their rookie year. And she's going to pair up with Leah Boston, who, if you didn't know, she was a great collegiate player with South Carolina. Okay. She was going crazy there. Won a chip her junior year. So, like, that tandem alone is going to be great with the Indiana Fever.
Where did they finish last year? Were they the fourth worst team or what?
I'm not the biggest WNBA fan.
Fair.
All I know is that they finished, I think, top 3 worst.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you're saying that's the best destination out of the top 4?
Well, that's where Kaylin Clark. Kaylin Clark is going to be a lock at 1.
Oh,
with
fair.
The Fever. For Angel Reese,
Yeah.
she can go. I don't think she's gonna be in the top 5.
Really?
No, she's not. Because right now the top 5, you have Clark, obviously, then Cameron Brink, Rickea Jax from Tennessee, and so that's 3 I just mentioned, right? Camila Cardoso from South Carolina, and 5, J.C. Sheldon from Ohio State. That's gonna be the top 5.
Really?
Oh, and Aaliyah Edwards too. Those are gonna be in the top 5 consideration.
If Angel Reese went last year, what would she have gone?
Last year, again, I am not the biggest WNBA expert. There are a lot more analysts, across that landscape that are much better than me and can break the game down easier. But I think she could finish top 5 from last year.
But yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's just, this class is just so special in so many ways, as we saw these last 2 years, man. It's crazy.
100%. 100%. But let's move on to the next segment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on to the NBA. Top 3 eliminated teams with the best future. And, as I said at the beginning, hey, the eliminated teams, it was nice knowing y'all. It had some fun.
Yeah.
But when the postseason starts, these playing games start, we're not going to care about y'all.
Real.
So, as a little pass-off, we're going to give y'all some love.
We're going to give 3 organizations love.
Yeah, 3 organizations. We couldn't give more y'all love. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Nets would be on your list, Matt, because they're not on mine for sure.
They're not on mine.
Okay, absolutely.
They're not on mine.
Yeah. May God bless Brooklyn. That's all I got to say about that. May God bless Brooklyn.
They need some hope. Yet again.
Hope indeed. Same thing as a decade ago, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't learn your history, that's what happens. You make the same mistakes.
That's true.
But you want to go first, or shall I go first?
You can go first.
All
so,
right.
yeah. Again, top 3 picks. You're going to go back and forth. Matt, you go ahead.
One team that I think has a bright future, and that I probably wouldn't have said this prior to the year, but I think they're in a really good position now for their future, is the Toronto Raptors. I think that the decisions that they made, finally deciding to go for a rebuild, trading for a young point guard in Emmanuel Quickly, who's looked really good, or he had a really good game since he came back. I think it might have been his first game back, where he had like a 30-point triple-double. And then Scotty, will you keep your pick this year? I don't know, maybe. You guys have been taking pretty good for that. And then Grady showing some flashes. Darko Rajovic, I like him as a coach. So I think that the Raptors have a really bright future ahead of them.
I do agree with you, Matt. But at the same time, would I put them top 3?
Oh, this isn't top 3. This isn't top 3. This is like my favorite 3 teams, I think.
Oh, your favorite 3 teams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I would have the Spurs, like number 1 probably if it's 1B.
Got it. Okay. You're on that type of timing. My fault.
Yeah.
My fault.
But I'm very excited for this Raptors future, especially with 2 former Knicks that were fan favorites in RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. I look forward to seeing them grow.
Okay, I do understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But my question is just the fit between their big 3, their young core of Quickly, Scotty Barnes, and RJ Barrett.
Well, RJ fits the worst between them. I think Scotty and Quickly are already a pretty good pick and roll duo for one another.
Yeah. It's just the issue with Barrett being a floor spacer and not being able to, be the first option when it comes to being a primary ball handler. Yeah.
I'll say that Grady and Gary Trent have definitely helped him out because they've been shooting the ball pretty well, the 2 of them. Yeah. And RJ, prior to taking his break, was playing one of the best stretches of basketball we've seen from him in some time.
Hey, shout out Grady Dick, though. He had a nasty rookie wall, hit that rookie wall really bad to start the year off. But since, I would like to say, around the All-Star break, he's been turning it on.
Yeah, and yeah, before he was in the G League the first half of the season, and you kind of had your questions about him because obviously there was a lot of questions coming out of KU about whether he could keep up physically on the defensive end of the court and just with the size because he's a pretty skinny dude. But he showed really good flashes in the second half of the year. Obviously, we know Scotty's going to be an all-star. And then you have quickly, so I think you have three pieces that you really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
You still have Jakob Poeltl, you still have RJ, you still have Gary Trent, so you could trade that for future draft capital. You have all the draft capital from the Pascal Siakam trade, plus the OG Anunoby trade. Mm-hmm. If they can keep their pick, which means that it would be a top 6 pick this year, I really like it. I really like their future.
And also, lastly, the culture. Darko, man. And initially, to start the year off, especially with the Raptors roster and how it was constructed, with Siakam and Anunoby still being on the team, I initially thought he wasn't a great fit, but as the rookies got more shine and were able to develop more, he definitely showed his qualities of being a young developer, which he got him initially to be their new head coach. And just from the culture standpoint, you know, they've been posting like in the locker room, them having the chain post game, him handing it to his young guys.
The pizza party for the win streak.
The pizza party as well. He has their this young team as a unit cohesively. Yeah. Which they're not winning a lot of games, but you can definitely see the development with some of their young guys. So salute to Darko. Hopefully they can make a leap soon within the next 2 years. And, yeah, man, I'd like to see how this Raptors team can build themselves up in the near future.
Yeah, I agree. I want to hear one of yours. Which team do you want to give me?
The Houston Rockets out the West.
Nice.
Ime already established the culture, which they desperately needed from the Steven Silas era, you know, which a whole lot of shit going on. It was a complete shit show. Yeah. Won 18 more games compared to last year. Fought really hard towards the end for that last play-in spot with Golden State. Obviously, they ran out of gas, especially with Sengun being out. But a great improvement from this roster. Within their young core, got a lot of players with a high ceiling, like an Alperen Sengun, like an Ahmed Thompson when he got a bigger role down the regular season stretch. And along with having other solid role players, young role players too, as a Ken Whitmore when he was in his spot minutes. Tari Eason, he was really solid as he usually is since he first came into the league. Jabari Smith Jr. took a leap as well, being a more cohesive player and complete player on offensively. Jalen Green, the verdict is still out on him. Obviously, he had his insanity run, as Matt would like to say, which he did show his flashes with Sengun being out for the year with his injury. But long term, the question with this team is, can their top two guys on offensively, Jalen Green and Sengun, can they both gel together as a unit? Because if you do know about them, they play completely two different ways. Yeah. Sengun, his offense and how he runs the offense, it's completely different compared to the team's personnel, like with Jalen Green and Ahmed and Cam Whitmore and Jabari Smith. Them being fast-paced, athletic, jump out the gym as well. So for Ime, it's going to be very interesting to see how he's going to assemble, them as a team down the line.
Yeah, I think for the Rockets, when they signed up Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet this offseason, they probably and brought in Ime Udoka, they probably looked ahead and thought, what should our goal be? Mm-hmm. And their realistic goal was probably to be in the play-in. Mm-hmm. And so to basically have the season where your best player goes out and yet you're still with 5-6 games left in a race for the play-in until just the last 2 games, I think is something that they're really happy about as an organization. Obviously, you mentioned all the young pieces that they have and that developed this past year. I think that their biggest concern is what you mentioned then, which is why did Jalen Green play his best basketball when Sengun went out? And I hope it doesn't mean that they're rethinking who their best player is, because I still think it's Sengun.
No, me as well. Okay. Even as a Jalen Green believer, Sengun is still the best player on that team.
But it also makes you think, how is a Rockets fan feeling? Because they probably think Sengun's the best player, and Is he going to be the same post-injury? Is the team going to have the same chemistry? Like, will Jalen Green want to run the show like he's doing now and play at his pace with Sengun? Like, what's that chemistry going to look like? And maybe this is a good thing because they're like, hey, like, Jalen Green has the capability to do this. How can we work Sengun into that game? Like, whether it's a screen, whether it's a give and go, whether it's a pass through or a blitz. I don't know. But
yeah. Also, don't forget about Ahmed. He could possibly fall out of the starting lineup, which I really don't want that to happen.
I would rather him start over Fred VanVleet.
Ahmed Thompson, he is so exciting to watch. I love the Thompson twins. They're my favorite players, both of them.
They're both gonna be really good.
But the IQ they have coming to the league as rookies, it's amazing. They play the game so well, fundamentally well. It's just the jumper, it's not there at all.
Oh no.
I mean, hopefully it can come around. I do think it'll come around just because they love the game of basketball and they are super eager to improve their game, as what we've seen from them on the court and as well as through their interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's a stud. He's gonna be a future star, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move on to my second team.
Yeah. Oh wait, one more thing.
Yeah.
With the Rockets.
Yeah.
They also own the Nets' future first rounders
that's a great
in 2024 and 2026. And we have implied in the past that the Brooklyn Nets, they're gonna be shit for a long time. So they're gonna be high with those picks.
Horrible.
More assets. More assets. But Sean Marks needs to be fired. Jesus.
Raphael Stone should get a promotion.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna move on to my second team, and this one might be cheating, but they didn't make the playoffs. But for bright future, I'm going with the Memphis Grizzlies. I got our boy back there.
Seth, my man. Hey, Memphis, stand up. Grizzlies, stand up.
Memphis, stand up. But
we're coming back. We're coming back, baby, next year.
We're gonna see a healthy team with John Morant back, Desmond Bane back, Marcus Smart back, Jaren Jackson back. The list goes on and on. Brandon Clark. The list goes on and on. And we're also going to be adding a top 5-6 pick to that equation with those teams, which this team was the 2 seed a year ago, and now you're adding a top prospect in an organization that, 1, knows how to draft, and 2, knows how to develop talent. So I think that just with the success that they've already shown as a unit, plus the draft pick that they're going to have, plus like all the young players that were able to develop this year that wouldn't have gotten a chance, whether it be a Vince Williams, a G.G. Jackson, just those guys that can be solid and quality contributors on a championship team were developed this year. And I think that that's going to be really important for them down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And for my second team, I also have the Memphis Grizzlies as well.
Nice.
And speaking on the development of young guys with Memphis right now, Vince Williams and G.G. Jackson, for them being as experienced and as young as they are, for them to emerge this season as very dependable NBA rotation players, especially G.G. G.G. is going to be a huge part. He's going to play a huge part in this Grizzlies team down the line. Ja, just to get him more help with another shot creator, him getting into open space, being able to create by himself, which you can have Desmond Bane being more of a catch-and-shoot threat, which we already know he's one of the best catch-and-shoot guys in the entire league.
Right.
He is going to play a massive role within that rotation. And for Vince Williams, being a very solid 3-and-D guy, glue guy, energy guy, again, another shooter, low usage shooter, for them to put within that starting lineup or to come off the bench. I love those two. They're going to be great for that, for the rotation in the near future.
And I do really like the fact that since Ja was out for the entire season, like JJJ, Trey J, and Desmond Bane both got experience as playing as the ones. And that's something that Seth has mentioned before, because a lot of times when Ja will go to the bench, there'll be a drop in production on the court. And so to have it where those guys are now comfortable being a number one option in the limited minutes that would happen, I think is a really good thing.
Okay. So currently, the Grizzlies, they're projected with their pick this year to finish 7th.
Yeah.
They need a big. I think that's the priority for this upcoming draft.
Yeah.
The guy for them to get Donovan Clingan from UConn.
I thought you were about to say Zach Edey.
No, not hell. No, I'm
I'm
sorry.
Is
Zach.
he a stretch big?
Donovan Clingan?
Yeah.
No, he's more of a traditional big, which for Memphis, that's a perfect fit. Make Jaren Jackson move to the 4, have him roam around the perimeter, not be the primary rebounder. And for Donovan Clingan, he was fantastic in this tournament, had a great run with UConn. Great shot blocker, can rebound effectively for his size.
Yeah.
That would be a perfect fit for them moving down the line.
What
for
other
the
bigs
starting
are in this
lineup.
draft? I'm trying to think.
It's not really
A big draft.
again.
that's true.
There's Kyle
It's more
Filipowski.
guards.
Yeah, it's all guards and wings.
Yeah.
There's Kyle Filipowski from Duke. Alexander Sarr, but he's
I
gonna
see
be
that.
top 5. He's gonna be top 5.
Wemby's former teammate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see him.
Right.
When is the Alabama guy projected to go? Mark Sears, I think is his name.
Mark who?
Mark Sears,
Mark Series.
the Bama point guard.
Bama point guard.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Apparently he's
I
like
don't know where
Jalen
he's gonna
Brunson
finish.
2.0. Like their games are exactly like.
I do not know where he's gonna finish. I'm not that deep
Mark
into the
Sears.
NBA
Mark
draft.
Sears, yeah.
I'm not that deep into the NBA draft knowledge. I know a few players, but I can't
That's
know them
fair.
all.
That's fair.
But Donovan Clingan would be a perfect fit for that Memphis team.
Bet.
Perfect fit.
I hope it happens. So I can see it.
Hey
Alright.
man, it's a great draft for role players as much as we like to shit on this year's draft. So for a team like Memphis, who are gonna have all their key guys back, gonna be completely healthy, who do need to bolster up their rotation and the depth of their squad, to get a guy like Clingan would be great for them moving forward.
But I'll say the last time that we had a draft like as shitted on as this draft was, I think it was the 2021 draft, and that was when we had Anthony Edwards.
I think 2020.
2020, Anthony Edwards, LaMelo, Tyrese Halliburton. That was a really good draft. So
Tyrese Maxey was from that
Tyrese
class
Maxey.
too.
James Wiseman went second. Scotty Barnes was in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good draft.
I think Devin Vassell was in there too.
So who else might have been there?
I think so.
Hold on.
He was in the. Oh yeah, he was at 11. Boom.
Hold on.
Denny Advia.
Hold on. Give me the lottery. Give me the teams.
Okay.
So it's first pick would have been Ant, Wiseman. Third would have been. Give me the team. I'm blanking right now.
Hornets.
Oh, LaMelo.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Suggs went fourth, and then Scotty five.
It was the year after.
That was the K draft. So who was fourth?
Bulls.
Bulls fourth. This wasn't Kobe White. It wasn't. Oh, Patrick Williams.
Yeah, baby Kawhi. Oh, I was actually high on Patrick Williams heading to the draft. That didn't work out though,
fair.
unfortunately.
Fair.
5 Cleveland.
Cleveland. Darius Garland.
No.
5. Oh, Evan Mobley.
No.
5 for Cleveland.
Yeah.
Is he playing on the Jazz? He's not playing on the
No.
Jazz.
He's still on the team.
5.
Yeah.
Jared Allen wasn't there. Donovan Mitchell, no. Oh my God, Isaac Okoro.
Yeah, that's him.
Isaac Okoro.
Let's keep going through the lottery. 6 Atlanta.
This was the Onyeka Okongwu pick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make him the official starter, Atlanta, please. No more Clint Capella minutes.
facts.
No more Clint Capella minutes. 7 Detroit.
Killian Hayes. And then Knicks went Obi Toppin right after this.
Mhm.
Yep, I remember that.
Wizards 9.
Avdia.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's my guy though. He been hooping this year.
He has been hooping.
Hey, I've been telling y'all for years now. Glad my guy getting more love.
10 was Jalen Smith to the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
And then 11, Devin Vassell. 12. What team was that 12?
Kings.
I thought. Oh, Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
And then 13, Chris Duarte.
Nah.
Was he 14?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought he was in this draft.
Chris Duarte.
No, he would have been 13 or 14. He's a different year.
Was not in this draft class.
Which team is 13?
Pelicans.
Pelicans at 13. Oh, Dyson Daniels.
No. He was the year after,
He was a higher pick too, I think.
believe.
13. I feel like I'm blanking. 13. It wasn't Herb Jones. Herb Jones was second. Trey Murphy was later in the draft. Wouldn't have been Jonas. Not Larry Nance. Not Jose.
He's not on the team anymore.
He's not on the team anymore. Did they trade him for you? No. They had to trade him for CJ, huh? Who was in the CJ? I don't even remember. Who is it? Give it to me.
Lewis.
Oh, he got traded to the Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
I was not gonna remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then 14.
Boston.
Oh, this is the year that you took somebody over Desmond Bane. Was it Romeo Langford?
No, it was the year before. Jesus, that dude was. I'm sorry.
14.
Damn, that was a horrible pick.
14. It was it? I don't know why, but I feel like it's a big.
Mm-mm.
Or is it Pritchard?
Wing.
It's not Pritchard. Who's the dude you traded to the Spurs? That's not Langford. Or did you trade somebody else to the Spurs? Wasn't Ojale, obviously. That was way before. Wasn't Grant Williams. Is he still on the roster?
No, he's off the team.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. 14. That's him. Off the team. Who is it? Skip.
Neesmith.
Oh, I should have got that one.
Yeah.
12 out of 14, I'll take it.
I'm 12 out of 14.
I only missed the last two.
Oh, okay.
Like, once you gave me a team.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not going to rattle off the first 14 picks from the Dome.
That's okay. That's true.
From 4 years ago.
That's fair.
But
we gotta have more drafts about this, like quizzes.
Yeah, we should. We'll have to do an episode on quizzes.
But we gotta do redrafts. I want to do that so bad.
Yeah, we'll start cooking once it's off season.
That's true. And we got a lot in the bag. We do got a lot in the bag. We can cook off of.
But give me your last team that has the brightest future in the league.
Spurs.
Okay, obvious pick, easy pick.
Only one name, Wemby. Victor Wembanyama, the future GOAT, future face of the league as well. Fantastic rookie year, one of the best rookie years we've ever seen.
Great Nike post.
That was fantastic. That's one of the best marketing promos I've ever seen in my life.
Great to work it into the eclipse.
That was fantastic.
Once every 25 years and you want to do it, I love it.
Brilliant. And his logo's so dope too.
The alien.
It's fantastic. But other than Wemby, they got a few young players to build off of. Devin Vassell, most importantly, he's been improving as a shot creator as well as a playmaker as well. So it's been great to see his development on that end. You can build off of him being a number 2 or number 3 even offensively down the line.
And they're gonna get like a top 3 pick
as well too. And they have the draft capital, to get a star player if they want to, like a Trae Young, even a Donovan Mitchell. Try to swing at one of those two guys.
I did hear reports today. Oh, I cleared my phone. I know I don't have the sources, but there were notifications from Bleacher Report, so it has to be at least somewhat credible. But I heard that the Atlanta Hawks are going to split up the pairing. I heard that they're going to trade Trae Young or DeJounte, which at the trade deadline we were getting reports that Trae Young is untouchable. So,
okay.
I don't know how realistic it is that they're going to trade Trae Young.
See, I'm pulling up the article right now,
makes
but
sense.
In my opinion, they obviously need to get rid of DeJounte before Trae.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Trae Young's the dude you want to build around as an organization. That's the dude. He's, 23, 24 right now?
Mm-hmm.
And he showed to be an offensive engine.
Okay, according to NBA insider Mark Stein.
Okay, that's pretty good source.
So this does got some motion.
Yeah.
The Hawks are likely to trade either Trae Young or DeJounte Murray this offseason.
Shout out BR.
Shout out BR indeed. Well, but talking about the Murray trade, even when it first came out, nobody was saying that was a great fit.
For who?
For bringing Murray to Atlanta and pairing him alongside Trae in that backcourt.
People were more interested in the defensive side of it than the offensive side of it.
Yeah.
And they saw that Trae Young was a liability on that side of the court, and you're bringing in a dude who was all defense the year before for multiple years at that point.
But as soon as he came into Atlanta, his defense dropped down significantly.
That's what Magic City will do to you.
Bro, that's crazy. No, that's crazy.
That's what Magic City will do.
That's crazy.
But
Magic City go crazy though. But yeah, it was not a good trade to begin with. At best, you're projecting them to finish 5, 6 in the East.
Well, we definitely would have had them behind Boston, Sixers, and Bucks. So best would have been 4th.
And then Miami.
Yeah, Miami at that time was Miami? Yeah, that was like 2020. So, yeah, they were good at that time. I'm trying to think. Cavs, you couldn't have predicted them to be like this good.
No, they had a surprising year. Actually, they made the play-in too.
The play-in. Lost to it wasn't the Nets. Was it the Nets? I actually think it was the Nets.
They lost to the Hawks.
No, they lost to the Nets, and then the Nets played you, remember?
No, bro, we talking about.
They were the 8th, though. They lost 2 games. They
were the 8th, and then they lost to Atlanta for the 8th seeded game.
Who did Atlanta play first round?
They played Miami.
Oh, the Heat. They did. Yeah.
And then Trae Young stunk it up, which was horrible for my Trae Young agenda.
Oh, well, to be fair, there were what? That was like 4 pretty, like, remarkable defenders on that Heat team.
I mean, yeah, but still, for a superstar, as I would like to put upon Trae Young's name, for him to go out like that, have a horrible shooting performance in that series, it was not good for the brand, But he bounced back the year after, though. Unfortunately, against my team, but, it was great to get his stats up. Get those numbers up, get those couple wins, game winner as well, too. So, yeah, man, worked out perfectly.
Fair. I'm going to give you my last team, though.
Yeah, Trey FC will be back. We will be back very soon.
I respect it.
Very soon.
I respect it. I'll obviously be riding with Brunson.
We coming for that throne again, man. They saying,
best point guard in the East.
They saying Brunson, Halliburton. Nah, man, Trae Young's still here.
Not this year. Who's the best point guard in the East this year?
The East, right? Well, obviously, because Trae Young's injured, I'll say Jalen Brunson.
That's all I need to hear.
Well, only because Trey's injured.
So what? Trey being the 10th seed moves you like that?
Yeah, if you put it that way.
Insane.
if you put it that way.
But I'll give you my last team, my brightest team, and it's contingent on who they hire as their head coach. But the Charlotte Hornets.
The Charlotte Hornets.
Under new management or under new ownership, MJ sold the team. I really like Brandon Miller as a rookie. I mean, he was outside of Chet and Wemby, who had like some of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen. Brandon Miller was the best rookie from last year's class. You have LaMelo Ball, which like you cross your fingers, hope he can play, which I don't know if LaMelo's played more than 44 games in a season so far. But when he's on the court, he plays all-star caliber level.
Yeah, but the issue is, can he stay on the court for a full 82-game season?
He's not on the court. Oh, Miles Bridges actually had a pretty good year, as much as like we hate to give him a shout-out. And I think that because of the PR, they're going to get him on like a decent contract. Like way less than they would have got the year before when people were saying he was going to get the max or go to the Pistons.
Right.
So you got Trey Mann, maybe Mark Williams can be healthy, and you have a high pick. And you need to hire David Aldman from the Denver Nuggets.
David Aldman is top assistant head coach.
Yeah, I fumbled over there.
Ooh.
But I would love that move for them.
No, Kenny. You're not even a Kenny Atkinson guy.
I would rather have him than Kenny Atkinson, especially for like if Kenny Atkinson, you could maybe give me if you're arguing like our windows more like now. So, but with like a young team, I would really want David Aldman. I think he's younger than Atkinson, and you can just look inside that Nuggets building and see all the development that he's doing as the lead assistant, and he's been doing it since Malone's first year with the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with you on him being a top head coaching candidate heading into this offseason, but some doubts, man. Just him being put into that culture as a first-year head coach and having to deal with those issues.
But I think having new ownership kind of cleans the culture just a little bit.
That is true. But I'm a Kenny Atkinson guy. I'm always going to be a Kenny Atkinson believer. Fair. I'm sorry. So I'm going to say he'd be the best fit for that Hornets unit.
Fair. I think I really like David Aldman in this next class of coaches.
Ooh, wild card pick, though. Lindsey Harding. We've been getting the news that they interviewed her for the head coaching position. I also heard they interviewed, I can't remember his name, the Sacramento Kings G League coach. Yeah, that's her. Oh, that's her? Yeah. Damn, I fumbled. But yeah, cool. shout out her. Yeah. I've always, in this scenario, I've always been, a pro fan of giving a lady a chance to be head coach. I honestly felt like Becky Hammon currently the head coach of the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA. He'd
She's
be a
done
perfect
great.
fit. A fantastic
She's
job.
been like one of the best coaches.
Yeah, for sure. Highest paid head coach. The Aces are now a dynasty currently, or a dynasty in the making, winning back-to-back WNBA Finals chips. I would love to see her get a shot. I don't think the Hornets would be the right team for her.
Yeah, that's fair.
It would not be the right team just with the personnel with them right now. I just don't think that would be a good fit. But I would love to see her get a job in the near future.
I would as well. Has she served in the NBA on like an
as an assistant?
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not sure about her side of that background, but she did win Coach of the Year this year, leading the Stockton Kings to the Western Conference Finals in the G League.
Right. Which I like that. Gotta give the G League some love because there's talent on there.
Yeah, and there's been success within the G League too, having their head coaches be promoted, like a Nick Nurse and like a Mark Daigneault for OKC.
Yeah.
So the pipeline's very strong.
Yeah.
Let's see. She was a WNBA player, as she was the Sacramento Kings coach from 2019 to 2013. And this is her first year as a head coach, actually, for the G League.
Damn, so she balled. She knows her shit.
For real.
High IQ individual when it comes to the game.
Oh, speaking of IQ, she went to Duke.
Ooh.
Went to Duke.
A Blue Devil.
Yeah.
Hold on, what years?
02 to 07. So around when JJ Redick was in the league too. Well, not in the league, but for on that Duke men's team.
Yeah, because he got drafted, 06? Or did he get drafted 07?
I think it was 06. Around those years. Hey, he was a beast at Duke, though. He was crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
He got drafted 06, number 11.
Yeah, fit the white boy from Duke stereotype, which, I mean, he didn't really deserve that at all. AJ Redick seems like a really cool dude.
I like his podcast.
Yeah, I love it, bro.
It's
With
him
and Brian, him and the new one too. That has been a must. That's been a must listen every week. I be locked in every week too.
Brown's got to get on the podcast wave a little bit. You could tell that JJ's got some more experience on him.
That's true.
But that's a great pod.
Yeah,
that's a great pod.
Fantastic pod.
Do you want to move on to the main segment then?
Fantastic. Oh, man. I did not expect you to pick the Hornets for your last one.
The Hornets, I'm kind of excited for. I can't lie. They might be my new Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic. Do I really see that?
They're not.
No,
they're not the same Orlando.
No,
Magic.
the Orlando Magic. They have a more defined culture.
Yeah.
They have more players that are locked in. The team fits much better.
But if everybody's healthy, I could see this team potentially. I want to say it like a big hot take, especially before we know who they draft in the offseason. But knock on wood, if we're assuming LaMelo's healthy with Brandon Miller, you get a good coach. Trey Mann's looked good. Misic has looked good.
Oh, I love Misic. He's a great backup point.
And if we're assuming health, Mark Williams will be the big.
I love him as well too.
Then this team
sucks. It sucks so bad. It sucks so bad. He got hurt early. We couldn't see his full potential, but I'm always gonna put him as those breakout stars to pop off next because I really do believe in him as a rim runner and a paint threat and a rim protector in this league.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. But shout out the Hornets.
Shout out the Hornets indeed. Finally tanked.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's not the Wemby. It's not the Wemby thing. But hey, Brandon Miller is very nice too.
Yeah, I do like Brandon Miller, but I would obviously rather have Wemby than Brandon Miller.
Yeah. I love Brandon Miller, though. Glad. Very great leader, too, as well, which they've desperately needed.
Desperately.
Can lead this team moving forward as that type of guy. Because LaMelo's not it as that type of player, unfortunately. Very talented, but when it comes to, leading a team, I haven't been seeing it at all, unfortunately.
I've heard reports that the Hornets would be more likely to trade LaMelo than Brandon Miller.
I could completely understand that.
But to me, Brandon Miller is the perfect complementary piece next to LaMelo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why we would trade him.
Defensively, very solid, works really well off ball, can cut into the rim, get his own shot off as well, too, 3-level scorer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfect fit.
Mm-hmm. You could say that about a lot of guys, though, next to Brandon Miller.
That's true.
Imagine him next to Paul George.
Nah.
He'll play with his idol.
I don't know about that one.
He played great that game. He'd show out like his girl is there or some shit.
Yeah, bro, because this idol.
Yeah, which I respected.
Gotta hoop for your idol.
But I'll start us off with the main segment of teams that we are most concerned for. And I'll start us off with one that I know we both agree with because they're the thumbnail. The Milwaukee Bucks.
That was a no-brainer for making that.
Oh, they were literally the first team I wrote on my list.
Jeez.
When you look at the Bucks, I feel like the only thing we've been able to say all year is they have Giannis. And you expect Dame to be Dame when playoffs come, so we have to respect them. But Giannis is playing like Giannis is the thing, and they're still not getting these wins. And you can say Dame's going to be better, but Giannis is putting up the most points of his career on the best efficiency. You're relatively healthy, and you've had a pretty good sample size with Doc Rivers, and nothing has changed. You're playing arguably I don't know if I would say worst stretch of basketball, but you've lost 4 in a row, including games to the tanking Raptors, Washington Wizards, and Charlotte Hornets. And it just does not look bright for you. I don't think they'll get to 50 wins this season. And it just seems like something is off with this team.
I'm also going to say Milwaukee as well, too. Just get them out the way because it's not looking good for them at all. 1-6 in their last 7 games.
Yeah.
I have their losses down. The Lakers, without LeBron at home, went to double overtime on TNT, nationally televised, lost that one. Then the Wizards, Memphis, and Toronto, which up there, a 3-game span, 2 of them being at home. For this Milwaukee team, with Dame and Giannis, thing heading to this year was the potential that they had as a duo. That hasn't worked out at all. Dame has had one of the worst, the worst season he's had in his career, probably in like a long shot. Giannis has had to be Superman this entire season, which, although it is Giannis and he is Superman, in the playoffs, when he has to continue carrying the load for them offensively and defensively, will he run out of gas, which you've already seen in the playoffs before in 2022 with Chris Middleton being out against Boston during Games 6 and 7. Fully ran out of gas. Nothing left in the tank, and he lost that series as well. Defensively, still very poor. Malik Beasley and Damian Lillard defensively, barbecue chicken all day.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. It's been horrible all season. Doc Rivers, 15-17 with him as the head coach since he's been there.
Below 500.
Yes, compared to Adrian Griffin, which he was 30-13 during his tenure there.
Which Adrian Griffin should have finished the season, but I don't think he was the right coach.
No, I didn't think he was the right coach either.
But he would have been better than this.
Yeah, for sure.
And I also do want to mention the Milwaukee Bucks bench because I think that they only have like 2 really reliable pieces off the bench. 3 if you want to count Pat Connaughton.
No, I'm not counting Pat Connaughton.
So then you have Pat Bev and you have Bobby Portis.
Oh my God, are we really counting Pat Bev as a reliable piece?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. I think Pat Bev can give you a good like 12 to 15 a night.
No,
you don't think so? He was good in the playoff series where it was Timberwolves versus Grizzlies. Did he play in the playoffs last year?
Bro, Pat Bev cannot be part of your rotation in the postseason. I'm sorry.
He's been good for them though.
No.
He's been their one of their like.
Bro,
few
that if you're relying on Pat Bev to be that an important bench player in the year of our Lord 2024,
he has to look at their backcourt.
Yeah, it's okay. So that will tell you how shitty their backcourt is defensively.
Well, so yeah, but he's been a good piece.
I don't want to say
unless you want to count Campaign as a good bench piece.
He's not a good bench piece either.
And they don't play Andre Jackson.
They should play Andre Jackson and Beauchamp, but I guess not. You have 2 guys on your bench who can defend and are very athletic on a team that is shitty defensively and is old and slow as shit.
Yeah.
And they don't want to play those two guys in the rotation. We've seen that before. Doc Rivers as well too, not being able to play young rotational guys.
And you know who he's put back into the rotation?
Oh,
Jay Crowder. He's been giving him big minutes too.
Bro, Danilo Gallinari was in the rotation for a little bit. It's not good at all.
Nah.
Like Doc, you got Doc post game complaining about everything, throwing people under the bus, like travel guys as well. It's not a good look at all.
It's not.
It's not a good look at all, and it's a hot take for me. But if Milwaukee play either Philly or Miami first round, whoever gets out the 7th-seeded game, it's gonna be a 6 or 7 game series, and I got Milwaukee beating them. No, Philly and Miami beating them. Excuse me.
I got Miami beating them. I don't got Philly beating them. Philly, the Joel injury it just still worries me too much. And then on the opposite side, Miami's an interesting one. Miami's interesting. But they kind of have the Bucks number, similar to the Heat with the Celtics.
And they have more scoring threats, too, with Hawkins Jr. and Terry Rozier as well.
Tyler Herro's back as well, which he could be. They'll need to figure out how to work him and Terry, whether Tyler Herro should come off the bench or not as a 6 man.
He should be the 6 man.
I would like to see him as a 6 man and you start Hawkins. Or Robinson. Robinson actually was really good for them this year. But
like just their perimeter shooting threats, having more shot creation. You pair that alongside Milwaukee being slow and very poor defensively. Also with the coaching matchup, Spo versus Doc.
That's a great point.
Mismatch, and even with the Philly series, Nick Nurse versus Doc, that's a mismatch as well.
Yeah.
Two of the greatest coaches in the league right now when it comes to scheming up on a nightly basis compared to Doc, which we know well. We know very well that when it comes to making adjustments in a postseason, in a 7-game series, he's been very poor at that.
Hold on. I wanna pull up something so that we can do this. Give me one moment. All right. I'm going to list you all the head coaches in the East. And you let me know how many series Doc is winning as the head coach.
What like from team to team, or
like just coach comparison?
Okay, so who's better?
Yeah, Joe Mazzulla or Doc Rivers?
Easy Joe.
Jamal Mosley or Doc Rivers?
Oh, that's kind of a hard one. I'm gonna say Doc.
I'd take Mosley.
That's fair.
Tom Thibodeau or Doc Rivers?
Tibbs easily.
JB Bickerstaff or Doc Rivers?
Doc.
Rick Carlisle or Doc Rivers?
Carlisle.
Nick Nurse or Doc Rivers?
Nurse.
Eric Spoelstra or Doc Rivers?
Spo.
Billy Donovan or Doc Rivers?
Oh, Doc. Billy Donovan should have been fired, man. Jesus. Go, man. That man gotta go back to college, bro. Take that Kentucky job. Yeah.
Thanks.
Take that Kentucky job.
And then Quinn Snyder or Doc Rivers? That's actually a good one.
Yeah, Quinn Snyder.
Not bad. So, what? They win like 3 matchups? 3 head coaching matchups? Jamal Mosley, Billy Donovan. You said JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah, Bickerstaff too.
Yeah.
Which for Milwaukee, they should be able to beat those teams. So I don't think coaching wouldn't even matter.
True. I agree with that. No. But give me your second team that you are worried about come NBA playoffs.
Yeah, if it can actually load due to this computer, yes, it's finally here. We're going to keep it with the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I have them as well.
Have a statistic right now. From their last 5 losses, they have lost to a completely depleted Charlotte Hornets team, the Denver Nuggets by 29, the Suns by 21, that was on ESPN primetime, the Lakers by 19, and the Clippers, I believe most recently, where they blew a 26-point lead.
And then Russ was getting at them.
Yeah.
Paul George with the game winner, too.
Yeah, as well, yes. You know, I was very high on this team, at the start of this year in 2024. JB Bickerstaff, with him being able to manage all the injuries they had with Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell to ride the ship, just to ease their schedule, getting wins night in, night out. But recently, with him falling back down to earth and all the guys coming back are available, them not gelling together, Donovan Mitchell, he's not 100%. Obviously, he looks clearly banged up. Darius Garland, he's been very inconsistent since returning back from his jaw injury. This Cleveland team, man, I don't know what they do moving forward. We could honestly see them getting a very early exit in the postseason like we saw with them last year against New York, maybe even worse.
Maybe even worse. I mean, they lost in 5, so
with home court advantage.
That's true. I mean, right now they're the 6. Are they the 6 or they're the 5? They're the 5. So the Knicks would have the home court in that series. I was telling you before we hopped onto the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they had the number 3 seed locked up because they were 2 for like a 2-week stretch not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier during the year when we were talking about the Cavs when they first started that big win streak,
mm-hmm.
I want to say, was it January? I think it was January when they started that big win streak. And we were talking about it, and I kind of jokingly said, like, they're almost better when they're hurt. And it's not they're almost better. It's like they are better when they're hurt. Because when one of the guards is out, the team just seems to be, like, working so much better as a unit. And we talked about the Hawks finally deciding to blow it up. Like, it looks like the Cavaliers could be on a similar trajectory. Yeah. Not that far down the line.
If possible, if they were to blow it up, you have to get rid of Garland first. You need to keep Mitchell.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I think Mitchell's gone before Garland. Because Mitchell's a free agent this summer.
I think.
Or next summer.
Next summer. Yeah, one more year left.
Which, we know the NBA now. If you don't sign that extension by the last year, you're getting moved on from.
Yeah, you're basically cooked.
Right. But, yeah, I have the Cavs as well. I agree. I'm definitely concerned about them. They've been slipping lately, and since Donovan Mitchell has come back, although it was relatively recently, they just haven't looked the same.
Mm-hmm. So if the Knicks and the Cavs were to play again first round, how many games do you think that would go?
Probably 6 or 7. Probably
6 or 7. I'm saying
you got to remember OG is back. That's huge for the Knicks. But we're still down without Randall, and Robinson has not looked good. He was already out again.
Man, Hardenstein, bro, he'll hold
Hardenstein,
it down.
oh my God. You know how much I love Hardenstein.
Or Hardenstein. Bro,
disrespect the blackest center in the league.
Blackest center in the league is crazy. Shout out Hardenstein, though. You my brother, man. Stay up, my brother.
He's bright skin, not light skin.
For real. Bro, but did you see that one clip of Stephen A. when he was talking about the Knicks?
No.
Bro, I saw it. Bro, he mentioned Quentin Grimes.
No, he didn't,
recently. Bro, I need to show you that. I need to show you the clip.
Quentin Grimes. Which Bogdanovich had an all right game against the Bucks.
Bro, I need to show you this clip, bro.
But
I got to show you this clip.
But Burks didn't really play.
Bro, Burks has been horrible. Hey, he's been out the rotation, too, as well.
Yeah. No, if we could go back, I wouldn't have done that trade.
No.
But in the moment, it looked good. I can't lie. It looked like we hit him with a DVSS lick.
Yeah. Which, I don't know, man. From Detroit, that Pistons team's not good at all.
No, they're not.
So to jump from one of the worst teams in recent memory to an actual playoff contending team, it's a huge difference. Huge difference. For sure. I gotta find this.
There's no pressure, especially not being in the Mecca and being your team's biggest trade asset after RJ and Quickly are gone. So like being out of that commotion.
Ooh, okay, I found the clip. I may play it.
Of what?
Of Stephen A. talking.
I'm looking at Isaiah Hartenstein.
Let me start over.
I'm looking at Grimes. He's looked good. I'm looking at Isaiah Hartenstein as a reserve, giving you activity off the bench. I'm looking at Mitchell Robinson being here.
Off the bench? Hartenstein is starting over Robinson. Robinson's been back and Hartenstein's been starting over him.
I'm a non-Knicks fan. Even I know that.
Come on.
Bro, this was posted a day ago, actually.
22 hours ago. Yeah. Wow, this is crazy. This is what makes money. This is what sells.
Hey, bro, we doing it for clicks, right?
Shit, let me say some wild shit. I think the Cavs are going to win this year. They got LeBron on the roster, don't they?
Yeah, man. Kyrie and K-Love, if they stay healthy, they're going to win. They're going to win this year.
They're going to win. With Colin Sexton off the bench.
For real. For real.
But I'm going to round out the episode. I think we do have different third teams. At least I hope I do. We do. But the last team I'm concerned about heading into the playoffs is the Sacramento Kings.
Ooh.
And you can say, like, they're in the play and it doesn't count. Because I think regardless of if they somehow make it out the play-in, which I'm not predicting them to do, I think they lose the 7-8 right now, which is the Pelicans. And I think that they lose either the game against the Lakers or the Warriors. Because we've seen what Steph does to them in a winner-go-home type game.
Mismatch.
We know what LeBron is going to do, and especially with all the injuries that they have with Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter being out, I just really don't like the matchups for them. So I think if they do make it out of the play-in, that they're going to get swept by the Timberwolves or the Nuggets. And if they don't make it out the play-in, well, that's what I'm predicting.
I'm thinking about Harrison Barnes right now. So currently, he's like what? Their second best shooter?
Best shooter. Well, who do you have as their first? Keegan Murray?
Keegan, obviously. I love Keegan Murray.
I would probably have De'Aaron. I mean, what's De'Aaron shooting this year? From three.
I'm specifically talking about catch and shoot.
Oh, catch and shoot.
Well,
Trey Lyles, maybe?
No, not Trey Lyles. It can't be Trey Lyles.
Because, Monk's out. It wouldn't be Davion Mitchell, not Keon Ellis. Is he really Harrison Barnes? That's their second best catching.
I think it will be
Kings roster. It might be.
Maybe Vesnikov, but apparently he isn't deserved more
Chris
minutes.
Duarte, but he doesn't really play.
Excuse me. Yeah, he's been out the rotation for a minute.
Yeah,
for Keon Ellis,
Ellis,
which I love me some Keon Ellis.
Yeah, great defensive piece.
Yeah. And we were talking about ideas for this episode, and you brought up X factors for every NBA team, and I was like, although I didn't want to do that, I would have loved to talk about Keon Ellis being that guy.
That's
He's
fair.
A fantastic piece.
That's fair.
Love Keon Ellis.
I honestly was thinking about that episode, and I was like, I wanted to do it for Trey Murphy.
Trey Murphy?
Trey Murphy was the guy I was thinking of when I came up with that idea.
Okay.
Him, Jalen Suggs. Those two.
Daniel Gafford
could be in that discussion for sure. He would probably be there for the Mavericks.
Okay.
He'd probably be there for the
Lakers. Who would that be? D'Lo?
Nah.
Okay, no.
D'Lo.
Oh,
X Factor, yeah.
Rui. What about Rui?
Rui's a good one. It probably would be D'Lo though if we're talking X Factor.
Boston, Derek White, obviously. Knicks, Hartenstein,
maybe Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, would be or like a tie between Hart and DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Sixers.
Joel's health, I guess.
That's fair.
Joel's health, maybe Buddy Hield.
Milwaukee. Everything other than Giannis.
Yeah, for real. I would say Dame because everybody's assuming that Dame's gonna look like Dame in the playoffs when they talk about Milwaukee.
True. Indiana, Neesmith, or Miles Turner.
Maybe Nembhard.
That's fair.
Maybe Nembhard. Nembhard's been a good third piece for them. I think he's like their third option right now at the moment with Mathurin and, well, Neesmith is back. I was going to say both wings out.
Yeah.
But
Cleveland, Darius Garland, Miami, Hero, Orlando, Jalen Suggs, I believe.
Yeah.
Bulls
would be
Vucevic.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Hawks would be Jalen Johnson. No, not Jalen Johnson.
Okongwu.
Is he back? Has he been back?
I think he's back. If he were healthy.
Okongwu's a good one.
You put him there. Denver, I think Jamal Murray's health. Other than that, P.Y. and Brown coming off the bench.
I was just about to say that.
Minnesota, Naz Reid. Oklahoma City Thunder, the trio of Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, and Aaron Wiggins.
Yeah.
Clippers, Zubac.
No, Clippers would be Harden.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Harden.
Warriors.
Clay.
Yeah.
Clay or Kuminga.
Phoenix, Bradley Beal.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Dallas, I said Gafford. You probably have another name.
Gafford, maybe Josh Green.
PJ Washington.
PJ Washington would be up there, but I think Josh Green because he provides the perimeter defense that they need.
I mean, PJ Washington. I think that'd be a much better player because with his shooting ability.
Well, offensive ability for sure,
Yeah.
but you need to have a perimeter defender if you're gonna have Kyrie and Luka playing 40 minutes plus every night.
That's fair. And then Pelicans, we said Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
X Factors. Wrap
X
that
Factor.
up.
Nice.
Wrap that
quick
up quickly as
episode.
fuck. Quick segment right there.
Quick
Quick
episode.
extra segment.
Give me your last team though.
Shoot. Oh, I want. I don't really want to say too much about the Kings. Malik Monk and Herter being out, unfortunate. Having to rely on Harrison Barnes as like a third, fourth scorer on the perimeter. That's not a good fit. Yeah, it's unfortunate, really, just coming off the season they had last year, and then kind of like flatlining. So it's really unfortunate.
Yeah. But hopefully they can figure out something.
Yeah. Sabonis, man, you're on that watch. Hopefully he can pull through, though. We've been having them debates about Sabonis throughout the whole year.
What watch?
What?
What watch? So if they
Fraud watch.
If they don't make it out the play-in, what's gonna happen?
If they
Did
don't,
Sabonis get all the blame?
if he plays horrible,
Okay, that's fair.
maybe.
That's fair. I think we should judge it on performance.
Yeah.
But I don't think
And
we
man,
gotta worry.
if he leaves the year out to dry, we gonna have some convos.
I'm not worried.
You not worried about handoff, man?
I'm not worried about the
him.
second best playmaker.
I'm
Second
sorry.
best?
I'm sorry.
Was he
man,
the
that's
second best
trolling.
playmaking center in the league? Obviously, Jokic is one.
We had a debate about him or Şengün.
Oh, it's definitely him right now. Sengun's not there
Okay.
yet. I'd definitely have him above Sengun.
Way better in transition with his playmaking.
Yeah. Definitely faster with the ball as well. But who's your last team?
Okay, my last one, more of an obvious choice, LA Clippers.
Okay. Yeah, they were like my 4 probably.
Yeah, you just want to give the Kings more criticism. I respect that.
No, I just want to be obscure.
Okay.
Because there wasn't a lot of other teams to pick outside of the first 2 were obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like the Cavs were the obvious 3. Like, they're the third most concerning team.
What about the Pelicans with
Brandon Ingram.
B.I.'s health? Yeah.
I wanted to put it there, but I think that there's other teams that have more worries and more reasons to be worried than the Pelicans.
Could you put of Miami? Could you have put Miami in there?
Yeah. Miami could be there, but Miami's also like, do you really want to talk about them as concerned and then they be the 8th seed and have another finals run?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Especially if they play us.
Especially if they play you, then it will.
We're gonna beat them in 5. We're beating them in 5 max. It's not going past 5.
I don't doubt the Heat, though.
Bro,
That's the problem.
hey, I don't care about.
Spo is running circles around Missoula just like he is to Doc.
Nah, this shit not like last year. I know that for sure. Hey, it don't matter who we play in the out the playing round, like those playing teams. We gonna smack all of them. But I want Miami the most.
I hope it's the Sixers. That would just be like another Joel lost to the Sixers. Like, everybody gets to send the "this isn't a rivalry, they always kick our ass" meme.
Nah, Philly, that's too easy. If I had to pick any team in those playing spots, I want Miami.
I mean,
we put in belt to ass.
Yeah. If the Knicks keep the 4 seed, then we would play you. First round.
We put in belt
or
to ass
second
too.
round.
We put in belt to ass too.
Nah.
we sending Jimmy and Bam home early. Hey, to every Miami fan out there, y'all don't want that smoke, man. Y'all really don't want that smoke against us, bro. I don't care about no Terry Rozier. Don't care about Tyler Hero, Bam, Jimmy. That's not, bro. It doesn't matter. Jaime Jaquez, bro. Like, belt to ass. It's always gonna be over in 5 max. We bro, I'm bringing the brooms out. It's over.
Porzingis moving like that. Huh.
Derek White moving like that. Xavier Tillman moving like that. I was moving like that.
Luke Cornett.
Payne Pritchard. The whole squad moving like that, man. It's over. We cooking the East this year, but that was a little bit.
Nah, y'all losing second round.
That was a chance for me. Let me get to the Clippers. That was a chance for me. We win a chip this year. That's all I gotta say. Just to wrap it up. But for the Clippers, their identity still not there. Obviously, the reports coming out from their locker room, anti-Lou, James Harden and PG also talking about that. Them relying on hero ball too much. Possessions very empty. A lot of iso ball instead of ball movement, which during their big stretch in January, they're on a huge run with Harden being fully like implemented into the starting lineup. That was what they were great at. Just the ball movement, them passing around consistently, everybody getting open touches, a lot of strong, continuity, consistency, excuse me. And over this past month, I understand that they've been in their last 10 games, they've been 7-3. That's their record. But before that, it was a very bad stretch, a very, very poor stretch. And you add that with the health of this team moving forward. Kawhi, can he, if he has to empty the clip early, especially when PG and Harden are struggling, can he have enough left in the tank to withstand that?
Well, if the season ended today, they would play the Mavericks. Who would you take in that matchup?
Oh, I got Mavericks in 5.
In 5?
Yeah.
I don't think 5. Kawhi's not going out in 5.
That's a bad matchup, period. The perimeter defenders, Dallas, from an offensive standpoint, I just don't think Clippers can hang with them. Point of attack
That's
defending, who's their best point of attack defender?
PG.
Do you really want PG to do that? Kawhi's not the same defender as he was years back.
You can put Trey Mann in the lineup.
Trey Mann's horrible defending. No,
he is on the bench again.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker, do you want to bring him out
He's
there?
He's not going to be.
No,
he shouldn't be in the rotation.
No, you can't. No, you can't. That's a horrible matchup. Even when you got Kyrie, Luka, them being scoring
okay,
tiers.
but then who's going to be guarded on the flip side?
On the flip side?
On the other end of the court. Who's guarding Kawhi? Who's guarding Paul George?
Who will guard Kawhi?
Who's guarding Russ and Norman Powell off the bench?
You have Derrick Jones Jr. guarding Kawhi probably. And then for PG, if 100%, Josh Green.
So then, Derrick Jones Jr. and Josh Green aren't going to start the game together.
No, they're not. That is a nice rebuttal though.
I think I don't know. It might finally be the Mavericks here to win that matchup. But if Clippers make it out of that matchup, I think that actually I don't know if they could beat the Timberwolves.
What, Dallas?
Yeah, the Timberwolves are such an interesting team.
They have the firepower to do so, but the Minnesota, the personnel defensively is just unmatched.
Yeah.
And the coaching advantage as well too. Chris Finch, he's improved himself vastly.
Nah.
Over Jason Kidd?
I'm saying Ty Lue.
Oh no, I'm talking about
if Mavericks win.
Yeah.
If Mavericks win, then Chris Finch over Jason Kidd.
In a Mavs
I would.
Timberwolves matchup.
I would take Ty Lue over Chris Finch. I would go Chris Finch.
Oh, for sure.
Or I'd go Ty Lue, Chris Finch, Jason Kidd.
You have a drop off from Finch and J Kidd. J Kidd, he is a mediocre coach. If the Mavs do make a deep run, it will be mostly on their high level talent in both Luka and Kyrie, not Jason Kidd.
Which if their first year or if their first round exit, would you fire Jason Kidd?
Yes, absolutely. I would have fired him last year, but continuity. I guess that's what they were going for.
Fair. Who would you try to get to replace him? Or is it the same candidates?
Will we put Adam in there as a first year?
I mean, he's getting Laker jobs thrown at him, at least in Twitter or at least on X.
Man, they beat the fuck out of Alabama, unfortunately.
Which it's Lakers fans. If they're baking somebody, then he's gonna turn out good.
Man, they baked the fuck out of Vogel.
Then bake the fuck out the Russ trade. That was the perfect fit. That was one that I can see. You want to talk about trading DeJounte? I can see that one working more than Russ and LeBron.
Yeah, that was a horrible fit.
Yeah,
I thought the high in town would bail them out, but no, that was a very poor fit to begin with. That
was a really poor fit, but. Yeah, the West is so tough this year. The West is so tough. The Clippers, I don't know. They're so interesting. They're another team like the Milwaukee Bucks that's really interesting because They're one of the, like, I don't know necessarily few teams in the West, but they have some of the best playoff experience on that roster. A lot of playoff duds on that roster too. When you look at James Harden, some of Paul George's runs, although Paul George has had some really good playoff runs at the same time. But you do have Ty Lue, you do have Kawhi. I do like Zubac as a big man, and then you got all the pieces off the bench that I really like that I think sets them apart from other teams.
Right.
So I could see it clicking and them winning in the first round, and I could also see them losing to the Mavs, which is why they have so many question marks with them right now.
True. But speaking on how stacked the West is, currently they're the top 4 teams. They've reached 50 wins.
Yeah.
Dallas, they could reach 50 soon. And then you got Phoenix, Pelicans. If they win win out, they could reach 50 as well.
Yeah. So that would be 7 teams with 50 wins if everybody wins out.
Yeah. So
in the West.
A little bit of a throwback to past years of the West being very dominant.
Throwback. It's been like that our whole life. There was never a year. Well, this dominance.
Last year it was like weak.
Weak in quotation marks.
That's fair.
Weak in quotation marks. Just because the Suns were the 3 seed, but like all the good teams still made the deep runs in the playoffs.
Yeah. Like teams that were gelling, like Lakers as well.
Warriors got past the first round.
Yeah.
Suns have the talent.
I thought I got it right with the Kings and the Warriors series. I was so happy after the 2-0 start. No.
Nah, Warriors was always the play. Always the play.
I bet against 30 and I lost. That's
unfortunate. That's the oldest saying in the book. That's what they never bet against 15.
Never bet against 30 for sure.
I wonder who this next generation is gonna be.
Next generation?
Like what numbers is gonna be?
1.
Shea or Wemby?
Bro, Shea wore 2.
Shea does wear 2. I'm tripping.
When's Wemby?
What did Shea wear in LA?
6.
Really?
Yeah, he wore 6.
Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly for Shea.
But that's gonna be a good question. Just on a quiz that says, do you remember which of these NBA players played on, for like former teams?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna look up, you're gonna see Shea, and you got to guess for that.
Wasn't Shea drafted by the Hornets too?
Yeah, it was. Miles Bridges was a part of that deal.
And then, it was. And then I can't remember. They might have traded for Jerome Robinson in that trade as well, or got him as a pick or something.
No, he wore 2.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Fever dream. Oof.
1 for Wemby though.
Yeah, it's the writing's on the wall. One more question before we wrap this up completely. Do you think Wemby will wrap up like a whole season going 5 for 5, averaging 5 for 5?
Oh, 5 by 5?
Yeah.
What's he averaging this year? Like a 3 and 2, like 3 blocks, 2 assists.
3 and 3.
3 and 3. So yeah, probably. That's crazy.
Let's see. Currently we got 21, 11, 4 assists near that. I believe 3 blocks and 1 steal.
Oh, just 1 steal?
Yeah.
Then probably not. I think he'll average 5 blocks, considering the fact that he's already having like 9 block games his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's only going to get better. He's only going to learn how to foul less when he's in the air and stuff like that.
And you got to think about the amount of minutes he's been playing per game.
By the way, number 1.
It's barely under 30.
Number 1 could also be for Anthony Edwards. If you never want to bet against Anthony Edwards.
That's cap. We had to make a deep playoff run first.
That's true. But we're saying Wemby. Wemby hasn't even made a play-in run.
Oh, Wemby's gonna, bro. Wemby deadass might be top 5 next year. That's the thing.
That's so crazy.
That's the thing, though.
He's gonna be insane.
But where do you put Ant? Like on the rankings, like what?
I think
top 15, 20?
I think no. I'd say 10 to 15.
10. You said 10 to 15?
I think he's got into that border. I think he's got into that. Being the 1 seed in the West 10, as the clear number 1 option.
10 to 15.
Yeah. I think so.
No.
I think so.
That's for another day, though. That's a very interesting convo.
That is. I think because what is he gonna make All NBA this season?
It's not guaranteed, but I think he should.
I think he should as well.
Especially with like injuries and drops off in performances.
The only other people that you could have above him, I think, are Joel, Donovan, and Tyrese. But I'm not putting Tyrese above Anthony Edwards. And I don't know if I would put Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards is a good ass talk. That's a good ass debate. You probably have to go with Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell
for the playoffs.
I thought you were talking about All NBA.
Well, no, he's not gonna make it. But I'm saying if we're talking like 10th or 15 ranking, I'd definitely have Ant above Tyrese Halliburton, and then him and Donovan Mitchell's a good ass debate. You're probably going with Donovan Mitchell just because of that playoff experience and what he's done.
I don't know, man.
Even though he didn't look good last year.
These past 2 years, nah, good looking. If they go out early again, which I think they will, we might have some convos, unfortunately, about Donovan.
Hey, just remember there was one dude that was saying that he would rather have Donovan Mitchell's career 2 years ago over Dame's entire career.
Who said that?
All time. The former, or not a former, I don't know what he is anymore, but Owen.
That's cap.
That's what he said.
Nah, that's cap. That's cap. Damn.
That's a crazy take.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that man said a lot of crazy takes over the past.
Shea, Jamal and Shea's position is better than Shea.
So I still bake him up. I still bake his shit.
He still believes in that. That's the worst part.
I still bake, bro. Every time, bro. Like bro. If the Thunder have a deep run, I hope they do. I'll bake the fuck out of them on that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'll bake, bro. Oh my God, I can't. Oh man, don't let me do that. Nah, don't let that happen. But we gotta wrap it up though.
All right, I'll get us on and out of here.
Yeah, please do, cause my ass is hurting, unfortunately.
Leave a like and subscribe. Lunchroom Debates on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, on Spotify too. So go give it a listen. Keep showing us love, and we'll keep getting y'all content.
Yes, sir. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Playoffs on the way, baby. Let's go.
Playoffs.